When a woman emotionally detaches, something ancient is stirred in a man. Not rage, not even confusion, but a kind of primal ache, the ache of recognition. Carl Jung once said that the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. But what happens when the substance he's grown used to suddenly withdraws? He doesn't notice it at first. It begins as a subtle shift in the air, her energy quieter, her gaze distant, her soul folding into itself like a tide pulling back from shore. For the unconscious man, she was once an extension of his own ego. Her affection, a mirror to his worth. Her attention, a balm for his unseen wounds. But now that mirror is gone, shattered not by drama, but by silence. And in that silence, something terrifying emerges. His shadow, not the one he shows the world, strong, certain, unmoved, but the part he buried long ago. The boy who feared abandonment. The man who equated validation with love. The archetype of the orphaned king, thrown into the cold. A detached woman does not scream. She does not beg. She simply fades, and that fading awakens the very instincts he thought he mastered. He wonders if she's found someone else. He replays conversations, searching for clues. He may even try to provoke her, not from cruelty, but from desperation, to feel something again. But it's not her he's chasing. It's himself. The self he abandoned the moment he relied on her warmth as oxygen for his own fire. In Jungian terms, the anima, the inner feminine within every man, begins to stir. Not the romanticized anima of fantasy and softness, but the dark anima, the stormbringer, the force that compels him inward, into the cave of self-confrontation. She has become that anima for him, no longer a comforting figure, but a mystery he cannot penetrate. And in that mystery lies her power. She is no longer available to soothe his ego. She no longer participates in the dance of pleasing, proving, or performing. She has stepped into her own archetype, the high priestess, the sovereign, the untouchable flame. And he is left with silence. A silence that echoes. That silence begins to unravel him. His thoughts spiral. He tells himself she's overreacting, that she was too sensitive, too cold, too distant. But in truth, he is projecting. Projecting his fear of not being enough. Projecting the guilt of emotional negligence. Projecting the agony of losing something he never truly appreciated until it was no longer his. This is the moment the masculine either collapses into resentment or awakens, because emotional detachment is not an act of cruelty. It is an initiation. The woman who detaches has likely done the inner work. She has sat with the pain, confronted her attachment wounds, and reached a threshold where her peace is no longer up for negotiation. She no longer reacts, she reflects. She no longer explains. She simply exits energetically, and it is this withdrawal that forces him to meet the ghost of his own emotional immaturity. No partner to soothe the wound, no distraction to numb it, only the raw mirror of the self. This is not the end of a love story. It is the beginning of an individuation. For her, a return to self. For him, the potential for evolution, should he choose it. Jung taught that people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. But sometimes, it takes the quiet absence of a woman to rip away the last veil. And what he secretly feels when she emotionally detaches is not just the loss of her. It is the realization that he never truly knew her, because he never truly knew himself. And now, he must decide if he will chase a fantasy, or meet his own depths, where she once stood.